Imagine this. Over 100 men, women, and children vanish without a trace, leaving behind only one word carved into a tree, CROATOAN. What could it mean? And where did they go? Tonight we unravel one of history's darkest mysteries. In the late 1500s, an entire colony of settlers disappeared into thin air. No bodies, no clues, no signs of struggle. Only a single haunting word left behind. What really happened on Roanoke Island? Some say the answer is buried in the supernatural. They say the word CROATOAN is cursed, a mark of death and disappearance. Linked to ghost ships, mysterious deaths, and unsolved disappearances, it all began with the lost colony of Roanoke. What happened to the settlers? And is the curse still alive today? A storm rages. The year is 1590. A ship arrives at Roanoke Island, expecting to find a thriving colony. But instead, they find silence. No people, no remains. Just one chilling clue carved into a tree. CROATOAN. This is the story of Roanoke's haunting mystery. There are mysteries that history refuses to answer, stories too dark to be forgotten. One of them is the lost colony of Roanoke. No evidence, no survivors, just one ominous word carved into history. CROATOAN. What happened? The truth may be more terrifying than you think. In the late 16th century, on the windswept shores of Roanoke Island, a shadowy mystery unfolded, one that still haunts historians and storytellers alike. This is the story of an entire colony that vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a single cryptic clue. It all began in 1587, when a group of English settlers, seeking a new life, arrived on the wild and untamed shores of Roanoke Island, part of what we now call North Carolina. They came with hope, but what they found was uncertainty and danger lurking in the wilderness. In the year 1587, under the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, a bold expedition set sail from England to the New World, a land promising riches, opportunity, and freedom. But for the settlers who stepped ashore on Roanoke Island, that promise would turn into a chilling, unsolvable mystery. The settlers were led by John White, an artist and mapmaker, and among them were families, laborers, and adventurers, all eager to establish a foothold in this untamed wilderness. They sought not only survival, but prosperity in this strange and uncharted land. Yet from the beginning, the island seemed to resist their efforts. Life on Roanoke Island was harsh. The land was rugged, and food was scarce. The settlers constructed crude homes from wood and mud, fortified against both nature and the unknown dangers of this foreign territory. The forest around them seemed alive, whispering with the wind and hiding secrets beneath its shadowy canopy. Yet it wasn't just the environment they had to contend with. Relations with the indigenous tribes were delicate, marked by moments of uneasy trade and tension. Despite this, the settlers tried to carve out a semblance of normalcy, holding on to the fragile hope that their colony would endure. But as the weeks turned into months, their supplies dwindled. The settlers knew that without aid, survival was uncertain. Governor John White made the fateful decision to return to England for reinforcements and provisions, leaving behind his daughter, Eleanor Dare, and his infant granddaughter, Virginia, who had been the first English child born on American soil. White promised to return swiftly, but fate had other plans. England, embroiled in conflict with Spain and the looming threat of the Spanish Armada, delayed his journey for 3 agonizing years. When White finally returned in 1590, Roanoke Island was a ghost town. The settlement, once bustling with life, had been abandoned. Houses and fortifications were dismantled, as if the settlers had left in an orderly fashion. No bodies, no graves, nothing but emptiness greeted him. And then, there was the single clue. On one of the trees, White discovered the word CROATOAN, carved with deliberate precision. Another tree bore the letters CRO etched faintly, as if the carver had been interrupted. There were no signs of struggle, no evidence of where the settlers had gone. It was as if they had simply disappeared. Over the centuries, historians and archaeologists have struggled to piece together what might have happened to the lost colony. The most prominent theory suggests that the settlers sought refuge with the CROATOAN tribe on nearby Hatteras Island, integrating into their community to survive, but no conclusive evidence has ever been found. Other theories are darker. Some suggest the settlers fell victim to hostile tribes or were wiped out by disease. And then, there are those who believe the answer lies in something far more sinister: curses, supernatural forces, or even alien abduction. Over the years, whispers of ghostly sightings and eerie phenomena have only added fuel to the legend. The word CROATOAN itself has become an omen of mystery and doom. It has appeared in other strange places throughout history, etched into the bedpost of the writer Edgar Allan Poe on the night of his death, and even in the logs of ships that vanished at sea. To some, it seems like a warning, or perhaps a message from beyond. Despite modern technology and countless investigations, the fate of the Roanoke settlers remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. In recent years, archaeologists have uncovered artifacts, fragments of pottery, tools, but nothing that definitively answers the question, what happened to the lost colony? Perhaps the answers are hidden in the sands of time, waiting to be discovered. Or perhaps the truth lies beyond our reach, shrouded in the darkness of the unknown. The lost colony of Roanoke remains a haunting story, one that captures the imagination and chills the soul. It serves as a reminder of how fragile human existence can be in the face of the vast, untamed forces of the world and beyond. Even now, standing on the shores of Roanoke Island, one cannot help but feel the weight of its mysterious past. Perhaps the island itself knows the truth. Perhaps it remembers, but it is not telling. And so, the story of Roanoke remains a tale of whispers, a riddle written in the language of the unknown. Where did they go? And why did they leave no trace? We may never know. Over the centuries, Roanoke Island has become a place of pilgrimage, not for faith, but for seekers of the unknown. Writers, historians, and paranormal investigators have walked its shores, searching for answers to a mystery that refuses to be solved. But as they dig deeper, they uncover more questions than truths. Some claim to hear whispers carried on the wind, faint voices calling out from the trees. Others report strange lights in the night sky, or ghostly figures moving along the shoreline. Whether these are tricks of the imagination or remnants of the colony's restless souls, no one can say. Recently, a tantalizing discovery brought new life to the mystery. Archaeologists uncovered two sites near Roanoke Island, one on Hatteras Island and another on the mainland, where artifacts suggested contact between the settlers and local tribes. Among these artifacts were fragments of European-style pottery, tools, and even a 16th-century gun. These findings hint that some settlers may have survived by integrating with the CROATOAN people, adopting their ways and vanishing into history. But while intriguing, these artifacts provide no definitive proof. The mystery remains elusive, as though the island itself is determined to keep its secrets buried. And then, there is the curse of CROATOAN, a name that seems to follow death and disappearance. Beyond its appearance in the Roanoke story, the word has been linked to strange and tragic events throughout history. One legend tells of the infamous writer Edgar Allan Poe. Before his mysterious death in 1849, Poe reportedly uttered the word CROATOAN. Others claim it appeared in the logs of ships lost at sea and even carved into the walls of abandoned asylums. Coincidence, or a pattern? The lost colony of Roanoke has inspired countless tales of horror and speculation. From books to films, its story has been reimagined as a tale of mass abduction, alien encounters, or supernatural curses. But while fiction takes liberties, the reality remains far more haunting. The truth is both simpler and more complex. Over 100 men, women, and children vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a word. a single fragment of their story. What happened to them may never be fully understood, but their legacy continues to grip the imagination of those drawn to the mysteries of the past. Even now, some claim the island is haunted. Visitors report hearing ghostly footsteps, feeling cold spots in the summer heat, or catching glimpses of figures walking the shore at dusk, figures that vanish when approached. Whether these stories are real or imagined, they serve as a chilling reminder that Roanoke's mystery is not confined to history. It is alive, growing, and evolving in the minds of those who dare to seek it. Perhaps the fate of the settlers is not the point of the story. Perhaps their disappearance is a lesson, a symbol of humanity's fragile existence, of how easily we can be swallowed by forces we do not understand. Roanoke is more than a historical mystery. It is a mirror held up to the unknown, reflecting our deepest fears and unanswered questions. And so, we leave the story of Roanoke as we found it, an enigma carved into the fabric of history. The settlers are gone, their fate unknown, their voices lost to time. But their mystery remains, haunting us, reminding us of the thin line between what we know and what we can never know. Where did they go? And will their story ever truly end?